Hiya guys and welcome to JanQuest. Today we have a fun new deck profile for you, so if you're tired of the prevalence of matchups such as Mew VMAX and Gardevoir EX, then look no further as we have Darkrai VSTAR. This deck can hit really big numbers very quickly, and it also hits for weakness against some of the best decks. It's a lot of fun, so stay tuned and make sure to leave a like if you enjoy the video and to subscribe to the channel as it really does help us out. So we start off with 3 copies of the Darkrai V and also 3 copies of the Darkrai VSTAR. So Darkrai V has 2 attacks, Wind of Darkness for 50 and Dark Void, which is the better attack, 130. It's 2 dark and 1 colourless energy. The fact that it has the effect to put your opponent's active Pokemon to sleep is really strong. Obviously it has the coin flip when changing turns, but just being able to potentially lock them out from attacking or retreating, because a lot of the decks don't play switching cards, can be really strong in terms of skipping their turn. And then we've got the big boy itself, the Darkrai VSTAR. So this one attacks for 30 plus however many dark energies are attached to all of your Pokemon. So this can hit really big numbers when we show all the different cards that help get dark energies on the board. Has 270 HP, would be nice if it had 280 plus, but is what it is. And it has a really strong VSTAR ability in Star Abyss, where you can place 2 items from your discard pile into your hands, so you can reuse, for example, dark patches, cross switches, or whatever you need. And like I say, this deck has a really nice matchup against the likes of Mew and Gardevoir, or any other really strong psychic decks. If you go first and can get going early, Dark Pulse can KO a Mew V just with the 2 energy, which is really nice. Next on to how we accelerate energies, we have 2 copies of Moltres V and 1 copy of the Galarian Moltres single prizer. So the Moltres V has an ability with Dire Flame Wings to once per turn, it is a hard once per turn, remember as well, attach a dark energy from your discard to itself. This just helps you consistently be able to get dark energies on the board each turn to power up your Darkrai VSTAR's attacks. And it also has Aura Burn, where it can hit for 190 for 3 energy. It does recoil a bit of damage, but it's a great card to have in the deck. And then the regular Galarian Moltres has an ability where you play it from your hand, you can attach 2 energies from your hand to itself. So this powers up your Darkrai VSTAR with an extra 60 attack, which is really good. And also Fiery Wrath, you can place it down, attach the 2 energies from hand, play another for turn, and then it's ready to go with its attack, and it does 50 extra damage for each prize card your opponent's taken. So this can hit up to 270, which is really strong for a single prizer. So late game, this is really good, and we do have other recovery options as well. Some lists do play 2 copies, but I think 1 is fine with the build we've got. And then moving on to utility, we have 1 copy of the Radiant Greninja, 1 Squawkabilly EX and 1 Manaphy. So the Radiant Greninja is just there for the discard draw 2. Draw power is really good, and you can load up your discard pile to dark patch back on. Squawkabilly EX, again, draw power and discard power, and the Manaphy is just there for the bench protection. For your setup, we have the standard 4 copies of the Battle VIP Pass to place 2 basic Pokemon onto your bench on your first turn, and we have 4 copies of Ultra Ball. This is the only ball that I am playing, and it's the strongest one because it can grab you anything, and being able to discard usually the energies is really strong in terms of being able to set up. We also play 3 copies of Trekking Shoes and 4 copies of Dark Patch. Trekking Shoes is a really great consistency card, being able to look at the top card of your deck and you can either discard it and draw again, or you can keep it. So this is really good when you hit the dark energies and you can discard them to power up your engine and then get another card, and just being able to thin through your deck and add some consistency. And Dark Patch is probably one of the most important cards in the deck, being able to attach a basic dark energy from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. So play 4 of this, just helps accelerate your energies, and because we've got the Darkrai VSTAR as well, it's like playing extra 2 copies. Because we play Pokestop later on as well, it just helps set this engine up, being able to mill energies, mill the dark patches, Trekking Shoes, and add them back. A few more items that we play 4 copies of Cross Switcher and 1 copy of Escape Rope. Cross Switcher is not usually a card that I'm a massive fan of, but because this deck has Pokestop and you can mill them quite easily and add them back to hand, and with the Darkrai's VSTAR ability, it's not a problem usually to get this off. And we just play 1 copy of the regular old Escape Rope for a bit more switching and gusting on top. Just for recovery, I've added in a super rod. Sometimes I was milling too many Darkrai V-Stars, or you'd mill some and prize one, and it can just really hurt you. So just being able to put them back into deck with this is really nice. And being able to recycle your single prize Galarian Moltres for the late game is quite nice as well. And Pal Pad just to be able to recycle your supporters. On stadiums and tools, we play the aforementioned Pokestop, which is one of the strongest cards in the deck, being able to mill through the deck, and we play so many items that you can usually add them back to hand and load your discard up with the dark energies. And we play Collapse Stadium. This is kind of a no-brainer for decks that play Squawkabilly, because it's just kind of a sitting duck or a sitting bird on your bench, and you can bump it away just to free up some space. And then we just play 2 tools. As this is kind of a one-hit KO deck, we just want to hit big numbers. Choice Belt, we play 2 copies just for the extra 30 damage against Vs, and despite us being in our Scarlet and Violet era, it is quite a V-Star, V-Max heavy meta still. On to supporters, we play 3 copies of Professor's Research. This is just the craziest draw card in the game, and just being able to discard in this deck synergizes very nicely. We play 1 copy of Serena and 1 copy of Boss. I find Serena kind of a hybrid between the two. Like I said, we still see a lot of Vs, probably see more than expected, and just being able to cherry pick cards from your hand to discard and keep some pieces that you may want is really nice. And I just like still having the 1 copy of Boss's Orders. As we play in Pal Pad, it's like having an extra copy of all of these as well. And we play 1 copy of Raihan, which is really good for when something's KO'd, you can get more energy attachment going and search your deck for any card. And then we also play Clara as some extra recovery. So with this card, you can add up to 2 Pokemon and or energies back from your discard to your hand. So for example, the previously mentioned Moltres, you can add the energies back as well and play 1 for turn, and it's ready to go. So late game you can hit some pretty big numbers, and if you just need some quick recovery without having to rod and then search it back out, it's a really good card to have. And then we finish the profile off with just 14 copies of the basic Dark Energy. You want to play a lot of them just so you can see them consistently in your discard, fuel your Greninja, fuel your Darkrai engine, and this just seems like a good number. So that is the deck profile. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoy it. I know a lot of people are looking for fun counters to some of the top decks in the game, and I do think this is a really good choice. I really enjoy playing it. If you like being able to attach sort of 4, 5, 6 energies turn 1, then this is the deck for you. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like, it really does help us out, and subscribe to the channel as we upload Pokemon content regularly. So thank you very much, and we'll see you again soon.